anybody listening? They can't hear this, but you can.
Hi guys, welcome back to They Can't Hear This. I'm Naomi.
I'm Russell.
I'm Christine.
Today's topic...
Oh!
Never mind.
That's going in?
Never mind. No, never mind.
It's over for you if I'm editing.
Thank you guys for watching. Today's topic of conversation is gonna kind of have, I feel, Carrie Bradshaw energy, in which I talk about how I'm delusional and Christine talks about how she's not delusional. And we're gonna see both sides. Russell will be our mediator.
I'm
and
always in the middle.
And she will decide.
Except
at
literally.
the end. She'll decide at the end which side she falls on. Our topic today is if he wanted to, he would. And like I mentioned, I'm the delusional side of it, where I'm like, hell yeah. And Christine is on the opposite side of the spectrum. So let's hear your perspective, Christine. I want to see if you change mine, to be honest.
Okay, I don't know if I'm like on the opposite side. I just think it is kind of a little bit of a reach to like expect a man that doesn't know you from the jump to do all of these things.
Yeah.
Because like if I were in that position, like his position, I wouldn't do them. I would just be like, that's a stranger. Like, I don't know. But I do understand where it's like women are more of a prize than men, I guess. Like, who's fighting for a man? But I don't know. I just feel like it's a little, you're putting too much of an expectation on a man off the bat. So you're like setting yourself up for disappointment, I think.
When I think of it, though, I think of it to specifically for a guy you already have, like, I don't know, you're talking to, you're dating. I don't think about it for like a random guy walking across
No, this
the
is not
street,
for
you
like
know?
if you're in a long-term relationship or like you've been dating the guy for a while, because then yes, if he wanted to, he would. But this is like if you're on the first, I want to say like 3 or 4 dates still. Like you can't, or even if you're still just like talking, not even going on a date, like you can't expect he's going to be the storybook guy from the beginning.
Yeah.
So
I'm just so, once again, much less delusional, I would say more like romanticizing. Like I love to romanticize everything. So to me, I'm just like, yeah, like if you wanted to, you would. And because I romanticize everything. I'm just like, well, if I feel this way about you, why don't you feel this way about me? Especially when it comes to, like, I feel like, I mean, obviously I don't chase, I attract. But whoever I do attract, I would hope it's someone who feels that same type of energy or type of vibe. Like,
yeah, no.
Have you guys seen the memes where it's like, I want to be loved Mexicanly? Like,
No.
yeah.
No, honestly.
Yeah.
Like one thing, Mexicans know how to love.
Exactly.
Like, they know, and I love it. Like what is that flower bouquet called?
I honestly don't know.
The one with the money in it?
Yeah, ramo.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. I honestly didn't even know it was a thing.
I think it is a ramo.
Okay.
Period.
And like put some money. No, I'm just kidding. See, that's doing too much. But like a cute flower.
No, but yes.
Yeah.
I think the money makes it a little tacky. Sorry, guys, but
Don't you want the money?
well, yes, of course. But I think those are so cute, and I don't know if it's just like them or like their men are just really that much of lover boys, or maybe it's love bombing. Who knows? But I love that. I love that energy, and I know it's not realistic, but love that energy.
No, I love that energy too. And I'm not saying it's like completely unrealistic. I think there are men who would do it. I just think it's a little strange if somebody is doing that like first date.
I never said first date. Hold on now. Not first date. I can see where that does come across as love bombing, but I feel like at the point where it's 3 or 4 dates, you should already know that person a bit to know their likes, their dislikes.
That's us, though. I feel like that's more us because we talked to a person before going on dates. But like, if you're just like, let's go on a date, random, like let's say you're talking to somebody on the apps. I think a lot of people these days don't want to do like talking online for a long time. They're just like, let's just go hang out.
I do see that as one on.
So
I do see that. Like some guys will like come and be like, all right, like let's go out, but others will just like chitter chats.
So I feel like if you're skipping the chitter chat, your third date, you really don't know that much about the person still, in my opinion.
I guess, but
I agree. I agree with that.
Obviously, I haven't been on the dating apps in years, so I have no idea how it works now. But from my recollection of back then, at that point, like the 3rd or 4th date, it's like, you should know me. So you should know at this point my likes, my dislikes, what I want, what I don't. And that's where the if he wanted to, he would mindset would come in, where it's like, even like the little things. It didn't have to be like the super huge things like the flowers and the monies, but it's just like, texting good morning, like texting good night, like things like that, where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, if he wanted to, he would. It shows that he cares about you in like subtle ways.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I don't even know what I'm saying, actually.
I don't know what I'm
Never
talking about. I
mind.
never did.
I think, okay, like, I'm just saying from my perspective, I think I was harsh on a lot of guys when I was, like, dating or casually dating or whatever, and I cut things off quick most of the time because
Yeah.
it wasn't, like, the way that I wanted it in my head. And then thinking back, like, the way that I wanted it in my head was unrealistic for, like, the amount of
Right.
time that I, like, knew this person. So that's
Right.
where I'm coming from.
This is where and this is me on the other side though, where it's like, but why shouldn't they meet those expectations? Some of them can be unrealistic, and that's something that you can recognize. But a lot of the times, I feel the things that we think are unrealistic as women are not unrealistic at all. But men make you think it's
No,
unrealistic.
mine are unrealistic. Mine are,
I can't speak for
mine are
your
unrealistic.
thoughts,
no,
but-
I want that man to go, like, to the moon.
But I just always believe that there will be somebody out there who will let you live out those fantasies that you
Yeah,
they're
been
there.
dreaming of. So that's why that's where my delusional self pops in, and I romanticize like every single detail. And I feel like at some like I so believe in like soulmates, and somebody will perfectly match up with what you want.
No, I
and-
agree with that
and
too.
Things like that.
It's not as to say like settle, because I don't believe in settling either, because then you're gonna just end up like
Yeah,
resenting the person.
right?
But I think it's to like just curb your own expectations a little bit and get out of your own way. Because like if you go in with zero expectations, I think you're setting it up better. Because I don't know, I just feel like expectations and like comparison and all of that, like we talked about it before, like
Yeah.
it really is like the downfall. It's like the thief of joy. Like
Right.
you'll always be like overthinking something, like, well, why isn't he doing this? Like I saw this person do that, or whatever it is. Like you don't actually know that other person's situation to like be able to put it on this new guy.
No,
kind of thing.
I totally get what you mean. I feel like I'm more on the less extreme end of things, where it's like I just touch your toe.
No, you're fine.
Where it's like I'm not gonna, like you said, compare or anything like that. But it's just like those little things I feel, or things that just like, I don't know, it's like common sense to me, where it's like good morning, good night, or I don't know, just those little
Yeah, that stuff
expectations.
isn't like
So that's why I feel like when I say if he wanted to, he would. And it's mostly the things that are the bare minimum. That's literally what the best way I can describe it. The bare minimum, those should not be the grandest expectations where you're like, well, I don't know, like people, like especially guys nowadays, I feel like they think the bare minimum is like, oh, you're doing too much.
Oh, like asking him, oh, like if you want to take me out, like you should take me out.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
And apparently, like asking or putting that even just for fun is so ridiculous. And
Apparently, you
no
can't get a
man
first date,
should ever
yeah.
do that. Like maybe we should just get off the app.
Truly. And that's what I feel pisses me off. So I'm like, no, I want every single girl to be a lover girl and live out her dream life and not settle for the bare minimum or less.
Yeah, no, that's a given. Like the bare minimum is not what I'm talking about with the if he wanted to, he would. It's I don't know. I don't have like a concrete example to give, but I don't know. I just feel like, especially when I was like younger, it was always like in my mind where I was like, well, he's not perfect, so bye. Like,
Yeah.
I can see that though. Whereas like I'm not looking, as an adult, I will say I've changed that mindset where it's like, okay, I'm not looking for perfection because girl, I'm not even perfect. So why would I try
no.
with somebody else?
Yeah.
But I'm looking for someone who matches that same energy and that same vibe of that. If he wanted to, he would kind of phrase.
yeah,
That's the
younger
best
me
way I
just
can describe
wasn't.
it. Yeah.
Younger me just wasn't that mature. I just wanted
Yeah.
my way or the highway kind of thing.
I also feel it's hard when you're younger because you grow up on Disney movies and like the princess
Yeah.
and the prince, and it's all magical
It's
and
all unrealistic
Yeah.
social media expectations.
It's-
That's what it all goes
I mean,
back
this was
to.
even before social media. It's like you're getting
Well,
fed these,
media.
yeah, you're getting fed these like super romantic like Disney princess movies and just even the romance movies I would watch. Like I was obsessed with rom-coms growing
Me
up.
too.
Wow.
And
To this day.
it just set like those expectations from like such an early age where it's like, well, if I don't get that, then it's done.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like now, while I've grown out of that and I learned to be realistic, I still hold that in me because I still know what I want and my expectations and what I deserve.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's more like transformed or fine. It's been fine tuned.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. But even when I was younger, I think, I mean, I still do, but I struggled with giving men grace.
Please.
Yeah.
Not that y'all deserve it, but I definitely was just very like impulsive with like if I don't like this, you're gone.
But I
You're
so
replaceable
agree.
kind of thing. So
Yeah, and is it crazy to say I don't see anything wrong with that mindset? Like,
I see something a little bit wrong with it now because like I've made mistakes. Like I don't know, there's like room for error that you can grow from. Because like if you're never messing up, you're never gonna change. So now I'm more like, of course, like not on crazy things. Like if it's crossing a boundary or something, like no.
Yeah.
But
like, what's an example for you that back then you're like, why was I so quick to cut that off? Or do you not have
I can't
examples?
even think of one right now.
I mean, so like I literally agree with both of what you guys said. Naomi was like, I'm a lover girl, and I am 100%. I know deep in my heart a lover girl, but at times I'm like, I think I let a lot of too high of expectations get to my mind, and I'm like, oh, he didn't do that. Oh my God, like this is so ridiculous. I'm so over it, and like this is so disappointing. Blah blah blah. And I feel like going through, relationships, I've learned that like, yes, it's good to have those expectations of your boundaries. One, like that is very important. Like those can't be crossed no matter what, and you're entitled to whatever boundary you want. But expecting them to like read your mind almost is very like toxic and wrong, because I mean, they will get to know who you are and do the things that you like, and I would want that. But like, let's say never mind, no example. But like if I'm thinking of something that I've never fully communicated to them before, or they have not seen me do, it's like I really can't blame you. And in the past I'm like, God, why aren't you reading my mind? Like this is what I'm asking for. Why aren't you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, maybe because he doesn't have experience with that before, or he just didn't know that about me and he just needed to know. But that could also go both ways, where he probably does know and like he's just like, whatever, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
That's when it's wrong. But I feel like you yourself can differentiate between that if you just like kind of think
I think
about
that's my biggest problem with if he wanted to, he would, because sometimes they don't know. Like sometimes like you actually have to be the one to like communicate like what you want and your feelings and stuff like that. Living by it, if he wanted to, he would. Like you're closing yourself off from a lot, because there are people who are inexperienced. There are people who genuinely do not know, and you have to like be able to tell them, this is what I want, this is how I feel, and to not give them grace on that. I don't know, you could be throwing away something that's like worth it. But also like you said, the weaponized incompetence thing could be also part of it. Yeah. And in that case, don't stay for that.
Yeah. And like I did this so much before, and I feel like I never really realized that I was actually doing it until I was like out of that, and I was like, wait, hold on. Like obviously I'm not saying like it was all me, it was all my fault because of my thought process, but I was like, okay, whoa, like I am also in the wrong here. Like I'm not fully right. There are some toxic tendencies that I was expecting the other person to do that I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have. And like maybe I should have compromised with some things to like have it make more sense for the bigger picture. But, now after being out of that and seeing it more out of like third person almost, it makes so much sense. But again, I still think that if he wanted to, he would, is not super realistic, but to an extent is real. Like if he knows that about you and if he wanted to, he would have done it.
Yeah,
But
I think it depends on like how deep you are in that relationship. Like you can expect more from somebody you've been with for 2 years versus somebody you've been on 2 dates with. So
This is true. I don't know. I just feel like in my head there are basic dating behaviors that, like, let's be so serious. Like, if they're like no cheating, no this or that, and I'm like, I get it if we're even early on in the stages, but it's like, why are you talking to 4 other girls? Like,
no, I don't get it. I don't get it early on in the stage.
No, but that's kind of my thing. Where it's like, if he wanted to, he would not speak to other women. If you guys have been going on like 3 or 4 dates at this point, where it's just like basic respect for you as a person. And I don't know. I find it so, like, in situations like that, I also find it hard to believe because, like, while I'm not expecting you to read my mind, I expect you to understand the rules of basic communication. So it's like, I understand what you mean when, like, you know, the toxic tendencies can happen in situations like that, which I understand, like, you'd be able to know that. But at the same time, I also feel like a lot of men, like you were saying, they have the weaponized incompetence, or they try to gaslight you and play stupid. And it's like, I'm not stupid. And a lot of the times, you can see yourselves out of those situations. But a lot of the times, like, I would say maybe 80 to 90% of us have been in situations like that where you have to just cut it off, because it's like, I'm not going to teach you at your grown age how to communicate with me, how to date me, and just like all these basic things.
There's only
dating.
so much grace that I'm willing to give.
But that's the problem, where I feel like it is like a lot of times men nowadays just don't have that common decency or respect, where it's like, yeah, I am quick to cut you off, and I don't recognize I'm the problem in that situation, because why is it happening like 9 times out of 10 where I'm in a situation like that, where it's like, okay, like, I can understand if I'm the one being toxic in a situation like that, but am I really the problem, or is just the dating world the problem?
And also sometimes, like, maybe your toxic tendencies come out just because of the way that they're acting. So you, like, turn crazy.
Yeah. And you're not even turning
I believe
crazy,
that.
though. But I feel like it's like you're not even turning crazy. You're just reacting to a situation that's happening in front of you.
And
they twist it. And they twist it to you being crazy or toxic.
That's
no,
the
your
thing.
feelings are justified in a
And
situation.
I think absolutely, like, my feelings would so be justified in that situation, but I can recognize that I can take it too far in those situations as well. Like, I think I could have reacted differently in some situations previously, where, like, maybe, okay, I didn't need to go that far.
Right.
But, you know, it's just, yes, I am right. Like, they are making me think that I am crazy and toxic, but at the end, like, you triggered that reaction.
But that's what I'm saying, though, because it's like, when you keep escalating and escalating and escalating a situation like that, why is it your responsibility to de-escalate it, 1? And 2, you have to know in a situation like that, they are crossing your boundary or messing up a boundary that you had previously set. And that's what it is, I feel like 9 times out of 10. There might be a situation where it's like, okay, yeah, I absolutely 100% was in the wrong of that situation and I shouldn't have escalated that, which is like, I get what you're saying. But most of the time, I feel like it gets twisted.
It does at times. I could agree.
Where it's like, why is it the expectation for us to always have to de-escalate? Where I feel like, no, it takes 2 people, 1, to de-escalate a situation. But also I feel like a lot of the times in situations like these, the man should be the one de-escalating the situation because they're the one who caused the problem.
Okay. I don't agree with that. You know, like, okay, let's say he did cause the problem, but I don't think, wait, actually, that sounds crazy. If a problem was brought up, I don't want to say if it was, like, the girl or the guy or each partner's issue, I should say. I think, like you said, to come to an agreement or to solve
like
the
a
problem or to
compromise.
de-escalate it, it's a 2-person job. It's not just 1 person. So I think it always has to be an effort. Like, obviously, yes, it has to come from a recognition out of their mouth first, being like, well, okay, I did say this, like, I'm sorry. And the other person has to be open and receptive to that.
And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like they should be the one initiating it. Or just honestly, I guess
Well, if you're wrong, you should be the person initiating.
I take that back. Yeah, I see what you mean in that situation. Yeah, whoever starts the issue should be the one to de-escalate it. But my point being, 9 times out of 10, it is the man who starts his issue. And I'm not gonna, like, you know, have that as a standard rule of thumb or whatever, because I don't want to come across as like, I hate all men, I'm a man hater, whatever. Like, no, I feel like I'm just recognizing or calling out like a lot of repeated behaviors that I feel like we've all seen when we're in the dating world. And if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I'm just thinking, like, going back to the if he wanted to, he would. Like, like, I could see, like, me escalating, or not even me, just, like, people escalating in general. Like, a example of this is, like, that stupid-ass boo basket. Do I want a boo basket?
Oh, my God.
No.
Okay,
But if I had just started dating somebody, you could bet your ass I was going to be like, where's my boo basket? Where's it at? Or, like, not that I would ask for it, but I would just be, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, so, like, you don't like me enough to do that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So that's where, like, it was toxic for me to be, like, thinking about that, because not that I was doing that all the time, but it was just, like, slowly building, like, resentment for a person when it really wasn't necessary. Like, I made something so, like, extreme in my mind for, like, absolutely no reason, to the point where, like, I don't want to de-escalate anymore. Now I just want to leave because, like, you actually didn't do anything, but in my mind, I've made you out to be a bad person.
Wow. Okay, so I can see. So In that situation, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, like I don't like.
But I also feel like that's a part of growing up. Like I feel like we all have that stage.
That
when
was
we're
me
young.
when I was younger.
Like,
yeah,
when you're young, you have that mindset because, like you said, the social media standards. But when you're an adult or you're growing up, you start to recognize like, okay, that's like actually not realistic behavior. But also, I guess it is a part of growing up and learning how to date, how to communicate, and things like that. Where it's like it's different now.
It's all an experience.
I'm mostly talking for now as an adult because I can see in situations like being younger where some kids might, or kids, I don't even know what to call them. I'm just gonna say
young
kids.
adults.
Young adults? Question mark. Would react that way, and with the boo baskets and like.
Yeah, I was just very like black or white. Like it's either this way or this way. There's no in between. I can't really like find a middle.
I still find myself like having those tendencies at times. I actually just took like this like personality little assessment for class, and it told me that I'm very much a non-nonsense person. Like I have zero tolerance for any of that. So I think like that still exists in me, but I also am like aware that I know I'm doing this wrong, but sometimes it just gets to me and I like can't help it. That's what I feel like is so hard to deal with.
It's hard, because, especially when you have the self-awareness, because it's like, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but like, why can't I stop?
Right.
Why can't I stop being like this way?
I don't know. Like, is it lack of self-control? Like,
no, I just feel like also growth isn't linear.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're going to change overnight. These are behaviors that you're still also learning. We're also still young. Like, we're not
I know. I'm so
at a point.
bad.
Yeah, we're not in a point in our life where it's like these are irreversible behaviors. Like, the time is now really to change anything when you're feeling that way.
But like, don't wait too long.
Well, not wait too long, but also somebody has to meet you halfway too. Someone also has to be able to work with whatever issue you have going on.
And I think that's important too. Like finding that person that is like aware of the things or aware of the person that you are and is okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not okay with being like the other end of the receiving of the toxic tendencies, but like just being understanding of the person who you are in general.
Yeah. I feel like once you're in something healthy anyway, a lot of that goes away.
True.
Like a lot of it just like doesn't become relevant anymore.
I would say yes, but also a lot of the times when you're in a healthy relationship, at least for me in the early stages, I was like, I'm recognizing that I'm very toxic, and you're recognizing a lot of like ugly behaviors that you used to have, and it's your responsibility to fix it and get out of that like mindset. Because I feel like a lot of times when you're in those toxic relationships or you're dating somebody or that's like not exactly a great fit for you, what the fuck am I talking about?
So speaking of like all of our toxic tendencies and all of those things, I feel like sometimes I tend to romanticize my life a lot. Well, okay, maybe not a lot, but like a good bit, where I feel like that's where sometimes my toxic tendencies come out from. But for example, like me romanticizing my life is like dressing up every so often and then like going out to like a super fancy restaurant. And like, for example, like not even just any restaurant, but like in a new city, in a new country. That's my type of going out. Cutest drink, get the cutest meal, like everything just so picturesque and aesthetic. And I feel like I love that. And when I'm there, I'm just like, oh yeah, like this is totally my life. Like this is me every day. That's what's going on in my mind. But realistically, like that's literally not what my life is at all. Like I'm sure that's what I portray. I mean, not I'm sure. That is what I portray on my social media, and that is what's out there. But that's just aesthetic. Like it's not really who I am. It is who I am, what I like to do, but not me at my core. And I feel like sometimes I can get into my head where I'm like, look what all that I'm doing for myself. I go out, I do this, I do that, and I'm paying for it. Why can't a man do all of that exactly for me on a regular basis? And how messed up is that? Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I like taking a seat back and looking at myself, like think about that. I'm like, whoa, what's wrong with you?
Whoa.
Like, that's crazy.
So is it like you want a man to like fund that lifestyle for you, or is it like you...
That's what like my toxicity says, but as I've grown up and been through situations, I'm like, yeah, that is literally not realistic at all. Like, that's not what a man should be doing for me. Like, oh yeah, absolutely, we can go out, like, every so often to like a super fancy restaurant and, you know, have fun at like an aesthetically pleasing everything. Because that's what I do for myself. It's not often, but it's every so often.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't be expecting it like every time a guy is going to take me out on a date, then it's going to have to be like that super fancy. Like, I think I have to dial it down a bit.
Yeah, and also knowing you, when it comes to trip expenses and things like that, I could never imagine you being like, yeah, this man's paying for it for me. Knowing you,
Yeah.
you'd be like, no, I'm paying for myself.
I know.
You don't owe me anything. Like,
Yeah.
you
I don't
know
even
what
think it's
mean?
about the paying. Like I feel like you're more like, I want that man to initiate that, to plan
Yeah.
that for me,
Yes.
and I just show up with my cute outfit.
Right,
kind of thing.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that like that mindset is not, it's wrong. It's not right. Like I don't think, for me personally, I should be expecting that, because that's not everybody. Like, it's really, I'm sure they exist, but it's not like every single guy that's out there.
It's also, once again, the toxic social media expectations.
Yeah.
Because you'll see on TikTok, on Instagram, my boyfriend just flew me out for this all expense paid, like 5-star resort, this, that, and the
And that's
third.
wonderful. Like,
It is.
If he could do
It
that,
is,
he could
of
do
course.
that.
But it'll be like constant. Like that'll be
Right.
like the shtick of like an influencer or something like that,
Mhm.
where it's like, well, why isn't that my life?
Right.
And it's like, that could be
Yeah.
my life. Well, why
Also,
isn't
like,
Yeah.
not to take away, like, I'm sure there are happy couples that do that on
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff, but a lot of the times they break up like 6 months later.
Did you?
I know.
So it's
They
like,
do.
now I'm
Yeah.
comparing to myself to a failed relationship on top of it all.
Yeah.
So
Or an unrealistic relationship where
Yeah.
it's like, do they even like each other off camera though? Or is this
Mhm.
just for the camera?
Right.
Because there's a lot of times where even like celebrity relationships where it's like, that's PR. You know, you don't like that man. Like,
Oh yeah, I know, and it's just like, but for us to be seeing that in the outside, and you're like, oh my god, like I would love to have that, but
Mhm.
take a look inside.
I don't even think you have to have the conscious thought of like, oh, I would like to have that. I think just constantly seeing it
Yeah,
does, like, I don't know,
some
ingrain
type of
something in
damage,
you.
yeah.
Like, it does something
I
to
know.
you. Like, because even like, there's a lot of things that I look at, I'm like, no, realistically, do I want that? Like, do I aspire to have that?
I know.
No. But like, something is like in my brain where I'm like, but that's how it should be.
and you know what's crazy? Like on the dating apps, I've seen so many of those like guys that portray that, where it's like literally like him sitting in a private jet, or him like on super extravagant looking vacations, and like they'll be in my likes on Hinge, but I literally will 9 times out of 10 not like them back, because I'm like, I sit there and I'm like, ugh, do I want that?
Yeah.
Like, realistically, that's not real. Like, it's not real. Like, okay, it sounds nice, but it's not real.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like understand what I mean, but it's like literally, like, I know you're fake.
Yeah. It just gives
Like-
the I'm performing kind of
Like,
thing. Yeah.
you're not a perfect person. I just can feel it. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe some of them are, but I'm like, it just doesn't, it's
like
not
it's a
right.
turn off for you
Mhm.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Is it more so because they're being performative about it and like kind of flexing, ooh,
Maybe.
I'm doing this and that? Or
I just don't think that stuff is real.
Mhm. But do you have it on your profile then?
The double standard.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because I'm like,
Oh.
whoa.
Yeah. There are a lot of double standards. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to like pretend that.
Well, then if you don't like me, then swipe away from me. But, you know, if you do want to give me that chance, then I can
'Cause-
show you that I'm not.
Because in my mindset then,
Oh, dude,
'Cause-
you made me think like crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because in my mindset then, they're probably seeing your profile and being like, oh my gosh, we live the same life. I'm going to match her because we could probably definitely vibe with the things that we like, our interests, and what we want to do. So they might have the same mindset that you have, but you're turning them away for having what literally you have.
And you know what I think of them, like when I see them come across, I'm like, oh, you're a player. Oh, you're such a player. Like, I know you do this to like a million girls every other day. Like, oh, you're such a player. You don't have the same intentions that I have.
Mm.
And that's why I'm like, ugh, bye, no.
So you're assuming.
Yeah.
But then on your profile, when it comes with that little prompt that you have, what if the guys? Well, first of
Oh,
all,
they're definitely
they're
assuming.
showing
Oh
their
my God.
insecurities on that because you would never say something like
Yes.
that. On
I wouldn't.
those
I just
guys'
would swipe
profile.
away. Like,
Yeah,
I
you would
wouldn't.
swipe away.
Yeah.
But that's probably the mindset they're having on you too. So that could be the explanation that like, why are all these guys sending me these crazy messages about my profile? And that's probably maybe they're having that same mindset, but they're
Russell's gonna run to change her profile.
Guys, I think I just had like
A
the
revelation,
most like
yeah.
brain burst
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
information right now.
I mean, it makes sense honestly, because like whenever you hear a guy like describe their perfect girl, it's always like the girl next door, like very
Yeah.
low key, the low
Demure.
maintenance thing that we
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about. So I could see why maybe, even though I know you, so I feel like if like your profile to me feels very like you, like in a non-flexy, kind of like
Right.
way. But I could see from the outside a guy being like,
Yeah.
oh,
You're right.
she's a lot to keep up with. She's not the chill girl next door.
Which is fine. Like, if she's not your cup of tea, don't drink it.
Right.
If she's
Yeah.
not your book, don't read it.
And then maybe then it takes that person who's like, you know what? Let me like her. Let me give her a chance. And you come across my thing and I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you. And then they get to find out the real me. Maybe
But,
I
yeah.
need that person.
It weeds out
Maybe
the
I
weak.
need the person who's not me who also
Yeah.
doesn't.
No, absolutely. I'm not saying to go. I'm not saying to go run and change your profile because I think like that is you and it represents you. But also to just stop with the double standard and stop thinking
Yeah.
like those guys that you're weeding out because they're living the same lifestyle as you. Like
I
that wouldn't be
know.
fair to them because it's like, well, what if they're a good person and you don't know just because you're like.
That's so
I mean, when you talk to them more, you'll be able to obviously weed
Yeah,
out
yeah.
if they're good or not. But you're shutting down a guy
I
based
still
on
have
that.
those toxic
Okay, I'm
tendencies.
kind of like calling bull on that a little bit because if you're posting a picture of yourself on a private jet on a dating app, I feel like I know the type of guy that you are.
But then,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
I know your face.
well, you can see
like
it.
you're not
I'm
posting a
not-
picture on a private jet.
I know your face.
I'm not seeing it, but she is posting. She could. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know your profile, but do you have the picture
Maybe
of
I've
you on the
never been
boat?
on a private jet.
The boat that they
Dang
can,
it!
they can
I'm
tune
like-
into this episode. We were transparent about what really happened on the
Yeah,
boat.
honestly, like
True, but they don't know
read
that.
about
But
it.
seeing
I guess.
off
Listen
rip,
about it.
seeing it, they don't know. And I'm guessing you don't have the podcast in your profile either. So then,
should.
how would they know?
That's true.
Like these are all
Okay,
assumptions
okay.
that you're.
But you know
assuming
that,
them to
like,
know.
one thing, like, those pictures get the most likes.
the boats
Me on the boat
or the traveling.
like, my most, like, high maintenance looking
Mhm.
pictures get the most likes.
Interesting.
Well,
I don't have much
I
to add.
mean, every single picture I really, literally have taken that I would, like, you know, put out of myself is me on a trip. I don't really take a picture unless I'm, like, dressed up
Right.
nice, which is always on a trip.
Girl, what are you talking about? You're the one who posts the most out of us.
I do. I post a selfie. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love posting a selfie, like a car selfie. Yes, that's me. But as in like a full on picture that I would put like on a dating app, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
is more like I wouldn't be taking that on an everyday basis. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. Well, this is just your sign to. Well, I'm sure you can sense BS from a mile away. I'm not saying that you're not
Yeah.
right on that, but also potentially give some of them a chance. Some, not
I
all.
think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need
yeah.
to give more grace. That's one
exactly,
thing for
exactly
sure,
that. Give more
yeah.
grace because
Yeah. No, I know, and I'm trying. I'm working on it. I catch myself when I do that, like, and like sometimes other people catch me if I'm talking about it too. So I'm like, okay, whoa, like let me take a step back. Like, let me relax. Let me chill. Let me, like, I should not be like having my mind run a million steps ahead of me while it's like I'm whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, I
haven't
think
even
it's
gone out
just
with
like
this
the
person.
nature of like online dating. Like, I don't think any of this would like come up in person because I don't
Yeah.
think we're like judging anybody that we see on
I
the
would've
street
never-
or anything
it's just
like that.
internal. Like,
Yeah,
in
it's
my
just
mind.
easy to not think of a person on a dating app as like a real person, I
It's
guess,
true.
to
Yeah.
just be like judgmental off of
it
their
is.
profile.
I mean, that's literally what basically the entire dating app realm is
Yeah.
made for. I feel
Yeah.
is to judge someone, as horrible as that sounds, but
Mhm.
to judge if you'd be compatible basically on one click.
Yeah.
Which is
Nobody really
crazy,
meets in
but
person nowadays either. Like, I mean,
yeah, no, they
Who
don't.
really does?
They don't. It's super, super rare.
it is
where
super
you
rare.
find someone who meets in person or like the
Mhm.
friend of a friend or something like that.
Yeah, it would be that way, but like other ways, it's like, again, I'm not going out to the bars. Like, I don't like. Where am I going to meet anybody? I don't like where. Where do people meet other than the bars?
My sister met-
Work, school.
I guess
Yeah, I would say like clubs or bars is what I hear.
Me at work like goes in, leaves. Me at school is in online classes. Like,
I
it's
feel
not
like work
happening.
is such a weird way to meet someone though. Is it just
I know.
me? Like
But like, I feel like people do meet at work.
they do, but I'm always just like, ooh, like you don't
Dating your coworkers.
Yeah.
beep where you eat. Like you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy to me.
Would
whenever-
I? No, but I know people who do.
It's
so.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. That like the concept of meeting someone
Yeah,
at work.
I don't think I could
Yeah.
like date somebody that I work with.
I don't think so.
I-
either.
Especially
so
like
agree.
directly in like my realm of work or like my department. Like that's so like what if we break up?
It's so that's what I'm saying. It's so weird, and people
It's not
are
even
also
that.
gonna
Like
know.
maybe if you're like together, people would know.
People
and
are
I
gonna
feel like
know.
Yeah.
I would just be like, don't be in my business.
Exactly, and people are always in your business.
I know.
So if the business is in front of if the business
Right.
walks through the door,
If you're flaunting the business,
what am I supposed to do? Like in
Yeah.
that situation,
And it's also like hard to even like if you were to like keep that away or like keep it secret, like it.
you can't keep it
it's
secret.
not.
Everybody's gonna know. Everyone
Like
will
I
know.
can't like be going out on a date with you and then the next morning I'm like, oh hey coworker,
act like I don't know
hey
you.
Bill, how's
Bill.
it going?
how's it going, sir? Like it's not.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
tough. Would
I
you
don't-
date your coworker?
Let us know.
The
Let us know
audience,
in the comments.
I don't know. Just it's a crazy concept, especially too, with like work wives or work husbands.
Oh, no.
Like that's a thing too.
I
So
know.
outside of the dating realm, some of y'all are married in the office
Mhm.
and are having a work wife or a work husband.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Yeah. That is like the most vile, disgusting thing. Like this is what I maybe this is a toxic thought, but my future husband better be working with all men. No way I'm gonna have to think even to be like, oh, maybe his like female coworker and their husband and wife, work husband wife. Like, no, actually
Well,
shoot me.
Well, no, because my hope for you is in the future where you will have a secure enough like bond with your person that you won't
Well,
have
yeah,
to worry about
yeah.
that. That's what I hope.
Well, of course, you know, like yeah, but you see that, like I said, that's a toxic thought.
Get that out of here. No.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I've worked with a lot of men specifically who like I'm like feeling a flirty vibe from them, but then they're also talking about their wives. So part of me is just
Yes.
like
No, I know what you mean.
I think part of them is just like maybe they just didn't get a lot of attention or something. I think they just like attention, to be honest
but for
with
you
you.
to come into the office to be vying
No,
for
that's
the
like
protection,
no, that's
like,
disrespectful. I
that's
still
so
think it's
crazy.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Not saying it, but I feel like there's like a weird phenomenon with men. Like they just didn't get enough attention before they got married. And
You
then they're
know-
like, you know what, I like to flirt.
Yeah. You know
But
what?
you know what? A lot of times people also don't think flirting is a bad thing. Like they think it's harmless. Especially like I feel like older
Not
people.
around here, partner. Not around here.
Craziness. But do you know what I mean? Like some
Yeah.
older people like think flirting is
I
just
know
like,
what you
it's
mean,
just
though.
flirting. Like it's nothing
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Well, some of these people aren't
I
even
know.
that old. Like they're millennial, if that.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's maybe
When I say older, that it's I don't know. I just think it's such a weird concept where it's I don't know. In my mind, flirting has always not been okay, especially if you're married or
Yeah.
seeing someone
Yeah.
or
right.
whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. Because it's just like, would you want your partner to do that to you? Like, would you want your partner to be flirting with somebody in your office?
I don't know what their thought process is, honestly. Like, it's very uncomfortable for me because, like, you're
Uncomfortable.
talking about your wife in the same breath that, like, you're flirting with me is it's weird. Like, I don't know.
It would literally be a comment like, "Wow, you're so gorgeous today. Like, I love what you're wearing."
Yeah.
It's not weird though, because my wife wears the same thing. Like, I love when my wife wears an outfit like that. Sir, excuse me. Go tell your wife you like that outfit.
Yeah,
then, not
go-
me.
go text her.
I have had one of the craziest experiences with that. I would say in a previous job, there was this guy, and he would come around whenever we needed help or whatever, and I just could always be I'm like, oh my god, like he is so flirty. Like he'll see me in the hallway and like will like compliment something that I was wearing or like a shoe or anything like that. But in my mind, I'm like oh whatever, like that's fine. But it just kept happening and happening and happening and happening, and I'm like, oh my god, like to the point where every time I would see him, I would like literally do the most just so I can avoid this person. And one time, he was doing some work, fixing some things for me, and then he was like, oh, like, you should be treated like a princess, and so should treat you like the princess that you are, and he should be doing this for you, and, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what I do for my wife. Oh, my God. Okay. So I was like, all right, whatever. End of that. Few months later, see him again, outside, well, parking garage, not even that outside, and I'm like walking down to my car, and he rolls up in his car, stops as he was driving, brakes as I was just about to get into my seat, and then goes, "Oh my God, you look gorgeous. Like, I just need to tell you, you look gorgeous. Like, you look so good. You look gorgeous. I just had to tell you that."
Not the drive-by.
I just need to get your wife's number real quick because what?
And your wife's name is?
Like,
Um,
excuse me?
Mm-mm,
And when I tell you that was the most I felt uncomfortable, and
No, I've had similar situations where this one time I had, like, I was at my job, I was walking through the hallways, and this guy stops me. Never seen this man before in my life, didn't know who he was. Stops me in my tracks and he's like, he names the car that I have. Then he names the car, the color, what I have. I literally am like, what? Like, I'm like, what? So confused, frightened for my life.
that's insane.
And then he goes, "Oh no, I'm just saying that because I have the same car as you. I have the same car as you." I was like, "Haha, okay." I scurry off, sprinting for my life because I'm like, "Okay, great. I have a stalker now at this job." And I see him leave the parking garage the next day. Why does he not have the same car as me? Why does he have a
And
completely
also-
different car?
You didn't even know who he was.
I didn't know who he was.
I think that like men don't understand how they can come off as scary.
Dude, I was frightened.
No, I know that would be a weird thing, especially if somebody, like you said, you don't know this person.
I literally had never
you-
seen this man in my life.
You've never like taken notice of him, but he's taking
No.
notice of you.
No.
That seems creepy. But like, I don't think when men say that kind of stuff that they realize that like how scary they are to us. Which is why I think they had a big problem with the bear versus man in the forest thing because they're like,
mhm.
Oh my
well,
God.
of course, like I'm not scarier than a bear, but like no,
You're.
take a look around.
I'm scared.
Well-
I was
Take a
genuinely
look around.
in my life. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna turn into a true crime case. Like, what the hell is happening?"
No,
it
that's
was so
scary.
scary. Like, I was like, my heart was pounding out of my chest. Like, I was about to
Yeah.
have a freaking anxiety
Like,
attack.
literally, a guy you've never seen before comes up to you, stops you, and say, "Oh, your car, so-and-so. I have the same one." Excuse me?
And then you don't have the same car as me. When I see you leaving the building, I'm scared. Like,
Just the fact that you've literally never had a conversation with him
Yeah.
before, and that's the first thing that he talks about.
yeah,
Are you trying to kill me?
truly. Like,
At least be
genuinely,
more, like, good about hiding
be subtle. Be subtle. I genuinely saw my life flash before my eyes, and I'm not even saying
That
that,
poor
to be
guy thought
dramatic.
he was flirting, and he was actually
No,
just
he
like,
genuinely thought because he had like a
Never
little
say
like
poor guy.
smirk on his
Mm-mm.
face.
oh, okay, not poor guy,
That
that guy.
No, genuinely, and I'm like, and in these situations where it's like, guys, you're not flirting, you're actually frightening many of us. Whether it be a situation like mine where it's like more extreme, or even like Russell's, like it's scary for it's scary for us.
Like, what? Like, the fact that you have to, like, drive, pause, brake, and roll down your window and say that. What's your wife's name? And you know what's crazy? I tried to look this person up. Dude, he does not freaking exist online.
for a reason.
Well, his name is very basic. Like, first and last name is very basic. So, and I tried to, like, search up, like, company names, try to find a LinkedIn or anything. Does not exist.
It's for a reason.
And he's bald.
Gag it.
I can't. Like, imagine his wife, him coming home to his wife every night, and he had just done all of that.
No, I would be sick if I was his wife.
Yeah.
What?
And the fact that she doesn't know, or maybe she does know, but, like, what if she didn't? What if she didn't
She
know?
probably doesn't. Can't see any woman being like, yeah, that's cool. Do that.
And you know what he told me? That they were high school sweethearts.
Oh my God.
I'm not even gonna touch the high school.
I'm not even
sweetheart.
going to. Too much to say about that.
And he was well into his 30s.
That's what I'm saying. Not enough attention before getting married, so all of a sudden they got to flirt with everybody that they see at work.
And you know, he has flirted with every single new girl at work. Every single one.
That's disgusting.
Every every
You know, I hate
single
that too
one.
because it's like, wow, I'm not even special now. But you were,
No,
you
and
were-
and that too. It's like, why are you going around telling every girl that they're gorgeous? So I'm
Wait a
not
minute.
gorgeous.
It was disrespectful
Wait,
what you were doing to your
wait.
wife, but now it's disrespectful to me too because you're going
Wait.
around.
We went way too deep. we lost the
toxic
we lost the
tendencies.
plot. We lost the plot of the movie, guys.
Guys, I told you this is why I can't do if he wanted to, he would. Because I'm like, what do you mean?
we lost the plot.
So I wasn't special.
Well, no. Well,
So you're gonna disrespect me and your wife? Like, wow.
So I wasn't as gorgeous as you said. There's more.
Thought we had something special. Like, no. All jokes. Actually, leave us alone.
Yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke.
It's a joke. Leave us actually alone. Like, stay further.
Yes,
the further
that's why we
better.
were laughing. It's funny. Ha
Ha
I wasn't special.
It wasn't special. I'm just one of your girls.
You're just the girl that he was doing rounds on that day.
Yeah. I could tell so many stories about this person, but for their safety, I'm not
What happened to your safety?
and my safety. For their job safety.
This is all alleged. These are all
Yeah.
alleged. Alleged tales.
Everything in this podcast is opinions.
Opinions, alleged,
Allegedly.
so on and so forth. Trademark, copyright, I don't know.
But I do want to hear from everyone listening or watching. Do you believe in if he wanted to, he would? Let us know in the comments.
Please.
Or message us on our Instagram.
Yeah, let us know.
TikTok,
We want to
right?
know if you're team delusional or team realistic.
Yeah. Would love to know more.
I think that's all we got. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.